Hi everyone, it's Donna from Little Spaceman Paper Crafts. I am coming to you with a card tutorial today. I'm going to be using this stamp set from Lawn Fawn. This is the Ahoy Matey stamp set. That's actually an upside down. And the coordinating dies. So I've already coloured and cut my images to save a bit of time. But I'm making this card because I'm taking part in a few challenges, and I always like to send a card when I send my entries in, or if I'm sending Happy Mail, I always like to have a stash of cards. So yeah, this one is using this stamp and die set. So I've already got my images cut out and coloured. I don't know if I'm going to be using all of them or not, but I've got them all die cut. This light has got a horrible glare. I'm so sorry guys, it's awful. So I'm going to put those to one side. I'm going to work on the background piece. I've made this card base. I've cut this cardstock down to 4 by 11. Now in the UK our size is A4 for cardstock and things, so I know in the US and other places you have 8.5 by 11, which is brilliant because you can cut it in half and you get two A2 size card bases. So that's what I want to try and do with the A4 card. I try, cut it down. So I cut it down so you get two cards out of an A4 sheet, and I've just looked on my envelope punch board to find the envelopes that you would need to make, and they are this one here, the 5-bar card size. Okay, so that's the card size, and that's the size of the envelope that you would need. If you have an envelope punch board, it is on there under the 5-bar size measurement. So that's that. And then the mat that I've got, you can see I've been testing out my colours on the back here. This is 3 3/4 by 5 3/8. This is the mat piece. So I'm going to bring in a blending mat, and what I want to do is try and, because this set is, pirate themed, I want to try and make the mat look like a treasure map. So I took out a load of distress inks. So I brought out 5 altogether, I think. I brought out tea dye, pumice stone, vintage photo, brushed corduroy and old paper. So I've put the pumice stone and the tea dye to one side, and I'm just going to be using the old paper, the brushed corduroy and the vintage photo to create my background. Once I get it coloured the way I want to cut it, I want to try and cut it out so it almost looks like a treasure map in some way. I'm not sure, maybe cut around the edges and stuff, I'm not too sure, but I'm going to see what we can come up with. So I'm just going to start blending, and then I'll put some music on so you don't have to sit through the whole duration of it. But those are the 3 colours I'm using: old paper, brushed corduroy and vintage photo. I'll be using old paper and brushed corduroy for the base, but then I want some darker edges around the edges at the ends, so I'll be using vintage photo for that. So I'll pop some music on and I will start blending. So this is the colour that I wanted, and I'm just going to go around and cut into the edges a little bit and just try and make it look a little bit more like, I don't know, a bit more like a treasure map, hopefully. Fingers crossed. that turned out pretty good actually. Turn the camera a bit. I think that turned out pretty well. I just need to ink up the edges a little bit so as it doesn't look, you know, stark white. I'll just use what's left on the vintage photo to do that. Okay, so that's our card panel, and what I want to do now is do some little dash lines. So this is just a Copic multi-liner pen that I've got, and I'm just going to do some little dash lines and turn this into like a little treasure. There we go. So there's that. So I'm just going to start laying a few things down just to see if I like the placement. Okay, I like that placement, but what I want to do is, instead of using the X that I had cut out, I'm going to mark one on the map itself, because I think it'd look better in red rather than so. I've got my sentiment as well on the other side, so I want to mark the X sort of here, and then the sentiment will go sort of down here. So let's ink up the X. And this is Lobster ink from Lawnfawn. I just think that looks better because this X marks the spot, isn't it? So that's that, and then I want to add my sentiment. I'm going to use my VersaFine Onyx black ink. Just move that out of the way, and this just says, "You're a treasure." Goes there. So I am going to start sticking down these bits. I'm just going to use some art glitter glue to do that. Okay, so that's all my elements stuck down there, so I'm just going to now put it onto my card base. Just going to use my ATG. And stick that down, and there we go. That's it, finished. I really think it turns out very, very cute. I coloured them in. I actually did them on watercolour paper, and I coloured them in with my Zig real brush colour markers. And yeah, I really, really like how it turns out. I love how the map turned out. I think it's well cute. I think it's really, really cute. So I hope you guys like it, and I hope the lady who I am sending it to likes it as well. So thank you so much guys for watching. If you would like to give me a thumbs up, that would be amazing, as would leaving me a comment. If you haven't subscribed yet, if you click the little subscribe button down there in the right hand corner, and the little bell next to it will notify you, if you click that, of any new videos that I post. So thanks so much guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and I will talk to you very soon. Bye for now.